morning. How are you today? Well, I saw an interesting news headline. Apparently, a little girl was struck by lightning. She was 8 years old playing on the swing set. Well, this is terrible news. It was on the local news station. Wasn't familiar with the town. And so then I, did a little research. Well, it was in a town about 800 miles away. Okay. It was in the Midwest, but not, in no way was it local. Why did they post that story? Well, because they knew I'd watch it. Anybody who has little kids or is a little afraid of lightning will read that story. Is that fair? I guess it's fair. I don't know that it's accurate. By this, I mean, yes, lightning is a risk, but not playing outside is also a risk, right? Sitting inside the house all day long, that's not good either. And when we take these stories that make our heart race because of fear, we watch the news, we believe the news, and then we stop doing things that might cause that to happen, even though that would be statistically quite rare. Okay? Now, am I saying that lightning isn't dangerous? I sure am not saying that. Lightning is dangerous. But the media works best, in other words, it makes the most amount of money when it reports on large and bombastic things. Those things frighten us, and there's nothing that makes us pay more attention than something that frightens us. So let's go back thousands of years. Mosquito. Let's go back thousands of years. And you're sitting on the edge of the savannah, and you see some, gotcha, you see some rustling grass. Now, it could be a squirrel or something like that, but it could also be a lion or tiger. Well, the smart play is to assume the worst, because no one likes to get eaten. So things that we see rustling off in the distance, it is our nature to assume the worst. This is how we survived as long as we did. But it does paint a picture that is not accurate as well. And back in the day, if you're on the savannah, your horizon is, maximum, 6 miles out. Thanks to the mediums of the day, we can now see all the way around the globe for all these things that could be terrifying. So we are more nervous than ever. We are also statistically safer than ever. And nobody likes to hear that. It doesn't seem to make sense. You're going to live a longer and safer life. The chance of calamity happening to you is less. But none of us believe that because of all of these stories that have been stacked on our plate. And they don't even have to be true. I wasted 25 minutes of my life watching a documentary of a black hole the size of a quarter plunging through the earth. I didn't even know that could happen. Maybe it can. But anyway, this, I think I got one here. This quarter-sized black hole ruined the earth. And for 25 minutes, I saw all these character-generated earthquakes and tsunamis and massive cities collapsing. It's going, oh, this is terrible. It's terrible. Why? Because they made money out of scaring me. Listen to me, listen to me. People make money out of scaring you. When you see somebody post something, ask yourself, is that guy making money? And if the answer is yes, then ask yourself, if they're making money, is that their only motive? Sometimes it is. There are absolute liars, bald-faced liars. And the more they lie, the more connections they get. The Chinese have a phrase, the big lie. When Tiananmen Square happened, this is a long, long time ago, in the early 80s, there was these guys, and probably you've seen this lone student standing up against a tank, and for a brief period there was a chance of democracy in China, and then they wiped those guys out. They wiped them out. And when the journalists afterwards confronted them, they said that didn't happen. They just completely denied that it happened. They were lying. They were lying. They were lying. Why would they lie? Because it was to their advantage, because they made money on the deal. Turns out that lying is an effective tool to commercial success. Well, I'm probably telling you what you already know. I would just add to avoid being sucked in by a possible lie, try to spend less time in this social media drivel, right? It's hard to do. Try to avoid the lies of strangers and instead try to exchange that same time for connecting with the people that you know, the 5 people in your day, and just pouring confidence into them. Because there's a pretty good chance they are afraid, and needlessly so. I'd like to hear your comments. You can send them out to me through my websites, and please share it out. Tell me what questions you're interested in. And until we talk, I'm Jeff Gould, America's Storyteller. God bless.